I hope a night on a Pokemon will sweep me away for a honeymoon here. Well, I came pretty close with my wife now. Well, at least I think I did. Anyway, we healed. You don't have to go back to the Pokemon Center at the very least when you're here. That fellow on the right in that building is just like, hey, you don't have a renovation, but you can sleep on the floor like a dog. Anyway, this episode, we're going to go bug some people at their holiday home, just because really we're rude / inquisitive that way. And we're going to carry on carrying on to Pastoria City. Already found the sweet key. Me, I'm just a simple guy. I let my guitar do all the talking. I can shine wherever I go if I have those things in my life. Good for you, but it's good to know what you want to do in life. An unseeable accident lurks. Whether you succumb to it or rise above, it all depends on you. Ooh. This is why I came here. Not sure if we're going to need to use it or not, but Trick Room. Really, really interesting TM. Slowest goes first, fastest goes last. I did mention it last episode, so Cheese's speed is okay, but not all that great. One thing I forgot to mention, which I think I might as well bring it up now, in Generation 7 and later, Chimecho gets buffed, so its health, its defense, and its special defense all get buffed by 10 base stat points. Realistically, at level 32, that would probably translate to what? 4 or 5 points, maybe, if you're lucky. But I thought I might as well mention it. They didn't buff its speed, though. The one thing that really needed buffing. That be what Pokemon does, and that's just Game Freak in a nutshell, right? They do mysterious things you'll never truly understand. Alright, let's keep plodding on. We've already bugged a couple of people. You really can't bug a huge amount in terms of other folks. There are some buildings we don't have access to right now. The salty tang of the sea tastes like my tears after a hard day at work. You'd think these people would be at a location like this to relax and be happy. I didn't realize we were at Depression Ranch. Also, you can't go in the pool. Teenage me was very, very disappointed by that. Hi, I'm the game director. You're working on filling a Pokedex. Come back when you got it filled. We will not be coming back to him, I can assure you. Not unless I make a mistake and forget which house I have to go to anyway. Yeah, this guy lets you rest in here. It's a very weird thought. Maybe, optimistically, you're just sleeping in a chair. But practically speaking, he's maybe having you sleep at the booth behind him. That feels even creepier. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to think about that anymore. Let's grab this item instead. The yellow shard. Probably won't need that either, but if anything, we're helping clean up litter. Hee hee hee, I can battle too. The tuba looks so awkward in this game. Like, she almost makes it look like it's made out of anvils and anchors. Like, it's not heavy. Weird. I also don't like Maryl's appearance in this game. That's the eyes of something that's dead on the inside. We might be dead on the outside. If it keeps doing moves like that. I thought that was going to do more, given it has an ability that can double its attack power, but I guess when you have about 4 million hit points, I guess it doesn't really matter if you have a Maryl doing the attacking. But yes, this really puts in perspective just how bad Chansey's special attack is. It took 2 hits with a shockwave and 2 sets of recoil. Losing made me all hungry now. You gave me no money. Pocket change. This tuba is also not going to give us very much money. I guess they are kids. Isn't it nice? I love my inflatable tube. Well, I hope you like it more than the girl did, because it looked like it was going to crush her in her animation. Tuba Chad. Yeah, he looks a lot more chill. He's actually having a fun time, but the female tuba really isn't. Speaking of things that look like they're having a fun time, though, look how happy that Shallows is. He's such a happy, weird boy. Kind of sad we weren't able to use one of those as our terrible Sinnoh 6 of Struggle and Doom. Although, I must confess, if we even had the option, I would probably go with the pink one. Not because I have a huge pink preference. This is more salmon color, I guess. That, and it looks even more washed out because, hey, it's late, so there's no natural light down here. We have small lamp there. We have one of those weird lights that you get when you put your phone in the middle for selfies and weird things like that. And then there's just a bulb in a metal case behind it. There's a small light behind the sheet. We really do go ramshackle down here. I'm also doing a lot of talking so we can pretend to not look at how painfully slow there's chance he's taking out a Shellos with a super effective move. Just pretend you don't see that right now. I'm looking away. I can't see it. It's too embarrassing to watch. Okay, I guess I should probably look at it. I'm making the video. We finally got a level up, though. Another 6 health with almost nothing else. Do we want to learn Fling? Absolutely not. Let's learn a physical attack where you have to waste the item you're holding. That sounds great. End sarcasm. I have more value for your time. Let's switch for a Pokemon that's not going to take 10 minutes to take out a Shellos. Still going to take a minute, though. I like the background color right now. So you see the kind of lighty blue purple. I might steal that for the background of a video thumbnail or two. I hope you guys have been enjoying the thumbnails, by the way. I genuinely think making the video thumbnails I enjoy more than actually playing the game sometimes. Yeah, this is the Shellos I would pick if I had the option. He's such a silly little derp and I love him. Because I don't have photoshopping skills, very obviously. But I really like to go fully in on that. It's not easy trying to move when you've got a tube around you. I bet it isn't. I bet it isn't. Mum blew my inflatable tube for me. I ran out of breath just opening it. I'd like to point out that Mother here is not on the beach with the kids. Don't think about it. There's a fancy hotel and a fancy place with a fancy restaurant. The fancy restaurant's filled with fancy people who think of themselves as being too fancy to battle alone. Ain't that the truth? And apparently they're not too fancy to use one-hit KO moves, so... yeah, you guys think about that. We're not going in here. It's a guy that makes your Pokemon walk and he likes the footprints. It's creepy. I don't want it. Wah! Just now. I was just about to reel it in. Sure you were, bud. Sure you were. Fisherman Kenneth with his Remoraid's. Pokemon with arguably the most interesting move pool going. Not the best, necessarily, but definitely the most interesting. If it's a beam style attack, it pretty much gets the whole shillelagh. I don't know why. So we'll just take it for what it is. We're not going to keep our poor little bug in for a Gyarados, especially now it's been intimidated. Let's get Maple in there to fry us some... well, just like last episode, maybe we'll get some fish and chips. Not fish and chips in ages. I'm a terrible British stereotype. It has been, like, legitimately probably 3 years. Maybe longer, thinking about it. No, it depends. So, where I live in Prince Edward Island, every year there's a month that they call Burger Love. And as the name implies, it's a lot of places that do very expensive burgers. Or at the very least, there's burgers with a capped price, which they then do incredibly expensive sides with to catch you out. Don't get me wrong, there's some tasty food in there, but it isn't cheap. Anyway, one place... was it last year? It might have been the year before. They are a British fish and chip shop. Kind of pub thing. A faux pub. But their Burger Love was a... you know, it was beef burger, but they also put roughly the same size patty of battered haddock on it. That's probably the last time I've had fish. I do like fish, and it doesn't just have to be battered. Don't get me wrong. Battered sometimes is better, but not always. Let me demonstrate my technique. It's how this grown-up battles. Yes, please do. Mash the A button for us, Sunshine. Or Beauty Cindy with a double Y. That's snazzy. And you outspeed me. Depressing. Yeah, I do like a nice fish fillet. Honestly, even a McDonald's filet o fish, I don't mind. But when I'm thinking proper fish, like maybe like a lemon sole, that's pretty good. A bit of flounder. Man, I'm hungry. No, I'm not. I ate a couple hours ago, but it's making me feel hungry just thinking of all the food. Oh, dear, dear. Cindy, I'm sorry, we talked fish over you. I don't even know what you said there. Still thinking about fish. There's something on top of this big cliff here. My instincts tell me that... But how am I supposed to climb up? Get on all fours, son. Oh. Oh, maybe I should phrase that better. Oh, mios dios. Anyway, let's get this TM for aerial ace. A genuinely good move. At least for in-game. It's only base 60 power, but it's a physical flying attack. We don't have any flying type Pokemon in our team. So it is possibly useful for type coverage. Really the issue is, though, and we'll go just to show you. I don't remember what number it is. There we go. 40. It can never miss. So in Fog, awesome. And we're going to run into Fog. The only Pokemon I could really think it would be any use on, well, is actually the only Pokemon that can learn it. But right now we have Cut. So when the time comes and we get rid of Cut, Aerial Ace might well go Crickettoon's way. Until then, I want to keep Sing because it's my panic, I don't know what to do, so put a status effect on it move for Virtue. And Bide is not good, but when you have a team that is kind of rough around the edges, and really our biggest issue is our distinct lack of speed. Lucario is fast-ish, it's not super quick. It'll have speed roughly double its level. Everything else is just a little bit behind. Well, having said that, Grapes is deceptively fast. Yeah, we have a team full of Pokemon with above average, but not very exciting speed. Which means, given we're not going to just be grinding to make our level super high, because that's lame, it means we're going to get outspared late game pretty much constantly. Let's go steal all this fauna. I'm surprised we don't have the berry police chasing us. Maybe it's the shoe police stomping out crime. Hopefully it's not the berry police stepping on plums. No, thank you. Don't think about it. I want to say there was an item down there, but we'll just skip ahead. What's this encounter? Weasel! Hi, buddy. You're... I don't remember if you give attack or speed EVs, but I guess we'll just beat you up while we're here. And you outspeed us. See what I mean? We're just fast enough to be outsped by all the fast things, but we're not super slow, so Trick Room is not going to be useful for us. We're in that horrible middle ground. Alright, let's just skip through. Footprints are left in the sand when you walk on the beach. Pokemon seem to enjoy leaving footprints as much as people. You don't get a happiness boost from doing it, so, you know. Listen, do you know about the Battle Frontier? No, I've never heard of it in my life. I guess you're someone who's kind of out of the loop. Hey, you took my joke. Here's a fun place with facilities for battling consecutively under different sets of rules. Depends what game you play, because modern games just like to not have post-games of any substance sometimes, so it depends. So here we are, in this very beautiful city. Look at my face. Don't look too hard at what that Croagunk looks like. Don't think about it. We have our Parasol Lady. You're just totally impatient, but just like a totally impatient boy I met earlier. Just like you, he was very close with his Pokemon. Hey, thanks for making me smile. This might put a smile on yours. Take this Chimchar mask. That conversation makes no sense. You're impatient, so that looks annoying, but you're nice, so here's this thing. Great. Thanks so much. It's a clown. Are we all ready to have some fun? I bet it'll be fun. Okay. We get to have a battle in a Pokemon Center. Hooray! Very convenient that we're one tile away from healing. And then it's very inconvenient for you that you have a Mime Jr. And you aren't part fairy right now, so this is going to be a one-shot. I don't understand why this guy's here at level 23. I don't get it. Oh, no, no, no. Mwahaha. Maybe he just has the brain damage. I think he just has the brain damage. Okay, let's heal while we're here. Given it's not exactly a detour at this point, is it? Oh, speaking of detours. So, right now, as this recording is being done, it is September the 6th. So there's not a huge amount of backlog. Because this will probably go up. Maybe not the weekend after. Maybe the weekend following that. At the moment, outside our house, we have a detour. So, the place that I'm in, so I live in Prince Edward Island, east coast of Canada. They're going through a bit of a midlife crisis, and it seems that their crisis involves just building roundabouts everywhere. Now, admittedly, near where I live, they're building a roundabout, and it probably makes sense that there's a roundabout, because the weird combination of junctions they have at the moment just doesn't make any sense. It's not hugely dangerous, it's just really, really slow. Let's steal these berries while I'm at it. It's not great if you're a pedestrian either, because you really have to cross 2, sometimes 3 times to fully get across the road that I live on at the end. So they're building a roundabout. It's fine. It kind of makes sense. I'll allow it. The problem is that they need to do a detour around it. Obviously, they don't want people driving through the carnage of them effectively tearing half a road apart. But they originally had a detour further down our road, which was okay, but the road that they had it detouring to is quite a minor road, so it just caused a jam down there. So they moved the roadblock further up, but they're only blocking half the road because they still want local traffic to get through, because they're covering off a large amount of land. Like, there's probably, if I was to guess, 100 houses in this detour. So they can't just block it all off, because, you know, how are people going to get out? But, oh my word, we're on a T-junction, and the barricade is right on half of one road on one side. And I don't know if there's just a gas leak here, but people just do crazy, crazy things. And if you're the type of person that sees a car accident while they're driving and feels the need to look at it the whole time, you would love to be in this situation. I am not one of them. I don't really want to watch people having car accidents outside my house constantly. Yeah, that's my not really ranty, waffly garble for the episode. Do you have bad construction near where you live? Completely not Pokemon related, but let me know in the comments. While I've been prattling along, because we had a heart scale, I wanted to show the move tutor. So if you give him a heart scale, he will teach a Pokemon a move, and the move that they have is partly to do with what they could have learned in their level up set. Some Pokemon have moves they can only learn at level 1, but you would never see them unless you went to a move tutor like this. So in Cherim's case, it's not very exciting. I mean, yes, this is a way of learning Sunny Day without having to use a TM, but that really useful for us? No other Pokemon gains any benefit out of the sun, other than Lucario slightly, and that's only because it has a Fire-type move. It's weak to fire, so that's not really all that useful. Chansey, on the meanwhile, does have a move that might be worth learning, because we missed Soft-Boiled because we took forever to evolve Happiny. But the reason why I didn't kick myself about it is that we can teach Soft-Boiled with a heart scale. We're not going to at the moment, but it heals 50% of its maximum health. So for a Pokemon that has all the offensive power of a soggy packet of crisps, that is going to be helpful. But not yet. Cricketune gets absolutely diddly squat because Game Freak was just like, hey, this terrible bug type, we're going to give it rubbish stats, but a really cool cry, and nothing that even the tutor can give it of any use. Game balance, what is this? It's also the same boat for Chimecho. It really gets nothing of any interest. Yawn is really the only thing that I even remotely would think about. And that's just because it's 100% accurate. Yawn makes a Pokemon drowsy, so it doesn't fall asleep that turn, it falls asleep the next turn. You're like, that's terrible, but it's 100% accurate, and we've seen how much Hypnosis misses. This is the most painful one of the lot, though. Look at it. There's nothing in there at all. All crappy normal moves. So, Luxray will not be getting a Remember move. Last but not least, I kept this one till last intentionally, so Lucario does have some interesting options. So Dark Pulse, Dark-type 80 base power move that can cause flinching. Pretty good. Not great for the typing that Lucario is, but overall that's a reasonably good move. Metal Claw is a physical steel attack. It's only 50 base power, but it can increase your attack, so it's interesting. Bone Rush is also interesting. Really, its main letdown is not its base power, because it hits 2 to 5 times. That's 50 to 125 base power. It's the fact it only has 80% accuracy. So you're not going to catch me using it in this game, but at least I wanted to point this out. Nothing else in here right now is of any interest, so another downer, I guess, to having this combination of Pokemon. There's not a huge amount going for us in the Remember category. I often go to Salacian Town for my big brother. The newspaper there gives me heart scales for running errands. That is true. We haven't done it because it's just a time sink, and this is going to be a long enough play as it is, because we're playing casually, we're not worrying too much. But that is a way of doing it. I study rare Pokemon that appear only in the Great Marsh. That is this game's version of the Safari Zone. You do actually want to go in there. Oh, we get a berry. A Wakam berry. Not very helpful for us. A Wakam berry is halving the amount of damage a super effective electric type move does on you once. If you look at our team, nobody's a weak electric type Pokemon. That was a weird way of saying nobody has an electric type weakness. In fact, 2 of them are resists. Grapes and Maple, so not a great random pick for us, but what are you gonna do? Okay, let's talk to this guy, the elephant in the room. Grr, the package hasn't arrived from the Veilstone warehouse yet. I have to wait here until then. I'm going batty from this wait. Oh man, I wish I could do something that involved lots of explosives. Yep, this is gonna be a smashing job for Team Galactic. One would think that you would mention that to maybe the guard at the resort that you were just at. Maybe you'd tell quite literally anybody, but this is a Pokemon game, so we just assume everybody's crazy, I guess, and don't think of it. Howdy, you're playing the Safari game? How would you like to try my game out at the same time? The rules, yep, there's only one. It's real simple. All you have to do is capture 5 or more Pokemon in one Safari game. If you do that, I'll give you this app, which we will never use. We have a few minutes spare. I'm just going to show you what this looks like. There are shuttle trains in the marsh called Quick Trams. You should take those if you're going to take a deeper area in the marsh. Tell me I'm not imagining this. The Great Marsh's Pokemon seem to be different from the ones yesterday. Yes, it does change. Use a pair of binoculars to see what is where. We're going to open these binoculars. Put 100 buckaronis in there. It's a very expensive binocular. So this shows you where certain Pokemon are, and they do change every day. We're not worrying that much about it for obvious reasons. But I'm going to have a quick look around because I want to show you the place. And unlike in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, you don't have to wait until the post-game before the Safari Zone really becomes of any interest. That was something in that remake that I couldn't get my head around. Gen 3 had the 2 different bikes, so you could only get to certain areas depending. But why they took that to its extreme in the remake Safari Zone, I have no idea. The way they did it is certain areas you need both bikes to get to places, but you can't do that until the post-game. So it's just a bit like saying, hey, these cool things that you think you can get, well, too bad, you actually can't. So this is what this looks like. There are 6 areas. Most of them have Wooper in them. We're just going to throw balls at them because we can. We're not going to be using any of this stuff. But ultimately, this is a nice, convenient way of making sure that I have Pokemon that I can use as HM slaves when we do need them later in the game. I know we already caught a Staravia and a Bee-Barrel. I think they cover everything, but just in case, we're going to have a couple of backups. There's a Wooper. Shoot the Whoop. So happy to have no arms. Spoiler, I guess, at this stage about the new Pokemon game, so if you don't want to hear it, skip ahead about a minute, please. You're just going to see me in the Safari Zone anyway. There's going to be a new Wooper version in Scarlet and Violet. It is a poison ground type. It is very, very strange. I'm not sure that's the typing I really wanted to see if they were remaking Wooper. I think maybe a fire-type Wooper would be kind of cool. Maybe with its axolotl-style earpieces burning. Well, not burning, but, you know, with a lit flame at the end. A bit like, you know, Charmander's tail. I don't mean that I want to see a Wooper on fire. That sounds kind of rude and morbid. That's not quite what I had in mind. But yeah, that's something to ponder. Oh, speaking of Bee-Barrel, there is one. We don't need to catch one. We already have one. Yeah. Let me know what you wanted your Wooper typing to be, I guess, is the piece I get out of that. Let's go further up the tram zone. So let's go. I don't remember if it's 1 or 6 at the very top. I don't remember. But here's the wobbly bobbly train. If we go the wrong way. No, we're going the right way, so we're good. I can never remember if it's 1 or 6 at the top. The only difference between 1 and 2 is that 1 puts you out on the left, 2 puts you out on the right. Also, I'm going to shut up just for a second because the music here is... I quite like it. Well, I did like it until this Pokemon interrupted it. Thanks, Bee-Barrel. I really appreciate that. Okay, I interrupted it that time. Okay, well, that's probably as much of a sample as you're going to get without the Pokemon not cooperating. But I do like the bop in the Safari Zone. Or, sorry, the Great Marsh. Definitely not actually a Safari Zone. Oh, I hate the mud in this so much. It's just so slow. It's a good job you're cute, buddy, because... not a big fan. Oh, lordy. Go upstairs in the observatory before you start your Safari game. Check the marsh. Yes, I know. I've already shown the folks how to do that. Pay attention, please. I don't think there's an item in that corner, and there is not. Oh, there's a Quagsire. I guess we'll throw a ball at it, because it technically counts as a different Pokemon for that lady. I guess this gives us a chance to explain how the Safari Zone works. Thank you, it's watching carefully. So, notice how we don't have the option of putting out a Pokemon. There's just ball to throw a ball, bait, run, and mud. When you throw a ball, these balls, despite their appearance, are just great balls in disguise. They have the 1.5 times catch rate, just like a regular great ball does. They're a lot cooler looking, though, in my opinion. I like the design of the Safari Ball. Just a shame that, unless you're in the Safari, you ain't getting them. You throw bait, a Pokemon is less inclined to run away and flee, but you actually get a lower chance to catch it for some reason. A Pokemon eating food makes it, I guess, just more energetic. I don't know what the logic is. Why did I go that way? What am I doing? Mud is, as you would probably guess, based on the fact that 1 increases staying rate but decreases catching rate. Mud does the opposite. So Mud makes it easier to catch a Pokemon if it's willing to hang around. And not every Pokemon has the same chance of staying in combat. And I say combat loosely because nobody's attacking anybody unless you count throwing a ball at something, but... But in all honesty, both of them are a complete waste of time. If you get a Pokemon that is a rare encounter, which is very likely to run away from you, you don't want to waste a turn throwing bait at it to make it stay, because odds are, if it's that rare, it's going anyway. So what's the point? Also, you may notice that I'm now not ending up stuck constantly. If you look very, very closely, there's going to be a lighter pattern through the swamp. You don't sink in the lighter pattern. Yeah, I knew there was an item up here. The yellow shard's not exactly a killer item, but it's something, right? I believe you can go over the top here. Yes, you can, because this gets you into the other loop. See that space to our right? There's a puddle there. That would get us stuck. And a blue shard. There is an item in here that I'm pretty sure is very important. And I do not remember where it is. There's a Noctowl that's kind of cool. Shame it's pretty terrible. I like Noctowl's design. And as tends to be the case, cool but realistic-ish looking to real-life Pokemon tend to not be all that great. Having said that, Generation 4 and after Noctowl is definitely better than the first 3 generation Noctowl. You gotta feel bad for a normal flying type in the first 3 gens that has atrocious physical attack. It really had nothing else going for it. Oh, and it ran away. There's a sign. There's an... yeah. You should get to see one, I guess. Lady, do you have anything important for us? Oh, she just started drowning. The Pokemon you see here are different from day to day, don't you think so? Does everybody in this place say the exact same thing? Do they all have amnesia? Maybe there's a gas leak out of the swamp, who knows? Or maybe it's just all the Whoopers farting the confusion gas, who knows? There's enough of them here. I think we're sure I'm going to get stuck. Yeah. I had one option. I could have gone around, or I could have done what I did. I have no regrets. Oh, I'm still stuck. There we go. You also don't get to see how many steps you have left. So the way that this game works, and most Safari Zones work, you get 500 steps before your times run out. That's the one thing I will say that they got better in a couple of more modern games. They just said, hey, go in there and do what you want. I'm much better with that. I get it. In this case, you know, they're supplying us with a lot of Safari balls, and if we think they're a great ball and we're only paying 500 to get in here, we're getting a great deal. We did catch a Noctowl. I just want to catch 5 different Pokemon so I can get that app and say, hey, here it is once and see you later. Again, we're going to be using none of this, and it's not like in newer generations where catching a Pokemon gives you experience for your Pokemon, so this is not grinding by any stretch. We're here, we might as well catch some stuff. Even if we're never going to use it, it's going to sit in our boxes forever. I don't really care for Tangler's sprite in this game. I think Tangler's a cool Pokemon, it's kind of cute. I love its big red shoes and its assumed dumb expression underneath, but I don't like its parting of, I nearly said wires, but of spaghetti strands. Green shard. We're getting lots of shards. Maybe we will eventually get a 2 to move from them. We'll see. When you're walking on the boggy paths, I've already talked about it. Yeah, they only talk about 2 things here. It feels like the when they in American Dad get rescued by the dolphins, and the only thing they want to talk about is what, mackerel? I'm pretty sure it is. It feels like that. Boy, I wish I could remember where the item is that we wanted to talk about. But at least you get to see what this looks like. I could have sworn it was right at the start anyway. Maybe is it you? No. Who says it? There's somebody important. Anyway, if it's that important and I can't remember what it is, I guess it's not that important. I also need a... Did I catch 4 Pokemon? So we caught what? Tangler, Wooper, Quagsire, Noctowl. I don't think I've seen anything else other than B-Barrel, which we might even throw a ball at this point if we see it again. Did we catch anything else? I don't think... Oh, there's a Hoot-Hoot. Let's catch that. That'll do. I guess this is the downside of playing this game late at night. I'm not 100% sure that the encounters are based on day and night in the Great Marsh. I'm guessing they are, because in almost every game, Hoot-Hoot's been nighttime only. But there's a lot more interesting Pokemon in this area that we have just plain not seen. I'm not going to spoil them in case we get lucky and we do see them. At least we'll be able to get that app. I'm going to probably catch another Pokemon species just in case I miscounted, but I am 99% sure we at least have 5 now. Besides, you guys don't mind. All I've been doing is prattling on about traffic and people having amnesia all the way through. That's just part of the course around here. I mean, it genuinely stunned me when there was a... It must have been from another province. So I live in reasonable walking distance of the province's university. And it's a pretty sport-focused place, as most universities tend to be. I don't know if it was, you know, football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, or if it was some other sport. Maybe it might have been ice hockey. I don't know. I don't follow university sports. But clearly, somebody from out of province as a team would have come in, played whatever sport, you know, type it is. Oh, we're out of time. I guess the item's not that important. But they just stopped in front of this barricade detour, and I was outside. I was just watching. I was like, I don't want to have to watch another car accident. We've already had 3 people hit the barricade. Yikes. Isn't that something? Here's the app. Matchup checker. The matchup checker shows the affinity of Pokemon to each other. I guess I better show it, given we've been talking about it for ages. So this is it. So we can switch these through. So let's see. I don't know. Cheese. How much do you like Cherim? They don't. They hate each other. What about Luxray and Chansey? They still hate each other. Does anybody like anybody? Anybody at all? Anybody at all? No, our chances are Billy No mates. Now, in reality, that's not probably because they hate them. It's to do with if you put them both in a daycare, will they produce an egg? They will not. Because in this case, these 4 male Pokemon are not in the same egg group as Chansey, so nope. Anyway, I've talked about car accidents and barricades for long enough. I am going to... I think we'll go for the gym next episode. You know what? I think that is what we're going to do. Anyway, I'll see you there next time. I appreciate you watching along. And yeah, it's been a pleasure as always. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.